Malaysia, right?
Hey.
Right? Did I say it correctly?
Yeah, Malaysia, right?
So what I want to do first is talk about what you're about, how you got into something like this. Where you come from?
Alright, so I am originally from Brooklyn, best I do it die, you know what I'm saying? But I was raised in Orlando, from there to here, and then as far as like me getting into this, it kind of was like a, how you say, not like a snowball effect. It was kind of like one thing led to another. So
Like what?
you know, okay, so you know,
Wait, how like far away was this? When did this start?
Okay,
like
so
you always
right,
knew you wanted to be in entertainment?
I did. So when I was like little, like I've always been connected to music. I have family in the music industry. I've always loved music. I used to dress up, you know, like Tina Turner,
Really?
Destiny's Child, Beyonce. I used to like grab my TLC.
Yeah.
I was wearing a bandana on my eye, like left eye, like you couldn't tell me nothing. I used to make my sister play, be my backup singer, or like my backup dancer. So I used to be like, come on, I have a performance.
She younger than you?
Yeah, she is younger than me.
That's fucked
We're only a year.
That's
right?
so fucked up.
Right? But
That's
like,
okay, she did the same thing. It's all good. I
with
get
the remote, Survivor would come on, Destiny's Child would come on, and I'll be Beyonce. I'd be like, okay, you're Kelly, and then we would like share Michelle's part. So like, yeah, girl, it was like that. But you know, when I was in school, I didn't really like to sing for people, and just attention being on me was not really a thing. So even though I had like this passion for music and being entertainment and talking to people and kind of just like loving people, as far as that, I was still very shy and very timid. It was more one of those things I would do behind the scenes, and like my sister was actually the more outgoing one, and so I would write like poetry and music and all of that, and I would keep it to myself. My sister would be like, oh, you should sing it, and she'd be like, why won't you just do it for school and stuff? I'm like, no, and then like the typical church story, you know, I grew up in the church, you know.
Did you really?
Yeah, so my dad is, he's a bishop. Go into all of that.
Why not? You don't like anybody
I don't
know that?
No, it's not even that. It's just I don't have a relationship with him, so it's like it's not like a bad thing. It's just one of those things where like
It just didn't happen.
Yeah, it was one of those things, and like I grew up in the church, and then like they'll be like, oh, sing, baby girl, go ahead and sing. You know how they go ahead and sing. And I would get in front of the crowd, and I would just be sitting there like this, like so scared.
How old were you around this time?
I would say like seven or 8, somewhere in there. And then the second time that I remember, I was probably like 9. And then I was like, okay, no, I don't want to do this. And then when I finally did fast forward into high school, my sister was always the more outgoing one. My sister sings, she dances as well.
Yeah.
She did choir and stuff like that. So like my junior year, she was like, you're doing this. I'm sick of it. Like she was like, she forced me. Like
that's such a
she
good
forced
sister.
me. Yeah, she forced me into the audition. And she was like, it was auditions going on, and she was like, and she, you know, she dragged me like to the audition. Was like, you need to sing. I was like, I don't want to do it. She's like, you're gonna do it. She's like, pick a song. You have to pick a song. And I was like, I sang Mariah Carey. I sang Hero. I sang Hero. And that was the one. Yeah, that was like the best one that I knew I could like go in there and do it. And I went in there, and the choir director was like, this whole time, all 3 years of high school, you haven't been in my class. And I was just like, well, you know. And that was really how that started. And that was actually in my, I guess you could say my, early adulthood. I was still like, I was like 17, or I just turned 18
16,
around that time. Yeah, that was my junior year. I was still pretty young. But like the end of my senior year, I finally had my first solo. And I sang I Will Survive. That was my first solo ever, like as like a, you know, a young adult doing it, and it was crazy. I was
in front of like a
crowd,
right?
yeah, and it was like a sold out show, and I was scared shitless. I was like, oh my god, it was like lights, camera, action, and I was like, I was freaking out behind the stage, and I was just like, oh my god, dear God, please do not let me go tumbling down these stairs in front of all these like 700 people, because it was like the auditorium.
Like
so.
You had to walk and sing at
Yeah, I had to walk and sing at the same time. So I was scared. It was all choreographed. I was so scared, but I did really good, and everybody was like really happy, and I actually got really good. Like I was really proud of myself, and yeah, that was like my first experience with that. And then fast forwarding into that, I turned 18. and I was like, oh, I'm grown now. So I started actually getting into club hosting.
Oh, wow.
It started with house parties, college parties,
Like,
stuff like that.
it was just a random interest.
It was like one of those things where I had a game plan. I always had like a game plan, and even though I didn't want to be a club host, I knew that going into the clubs would probably, as to my knowledge at the time, would have been my best way to network with people
Other
that were other entertainers, DJs, promoters, you know, whoever I could kind of just connect with and just kind of learn what I needed to learn and see who could help me, who couldn't help me, stuff like that. So I started doing like the college parties. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, and I told myself even if I was to club host for 5 years, I would make sure to get those connections and build those relationships with people because, you know, they obviously knew more than me, and I just wanted somebody to help guide me and teach me. And I didn't know if that was necessarily the right way to do it. I just knew, okay, celebrities be in the club, DJs obviously be in the club, all that stuff.
So your goal at that point was just to be recognized.
Connected. No, it was more connection. Not recognition, you know? So it was all more so just building the connections and seeing who could help me and direct me into the hosting.
Oh, so is that
the hosting was more so like the doorway to everything else I was trying to do. I knew that if I started hosting, that I would meet people who did podcasts and radio and, you know, producers and just dancing, all that stuff. I knew that was kind of like, I would just, and I'm a people person. So I knew that as a host, and I also love to party. So I was like, you know, this is something I can be good at. I can do promotions, I can talk to people, I can, you know, do all that stuff. So I was just like, okay, cool. So that's what I started with, and I got comfortable with, you know, talking to people and doing like the club hosting and all that stuff. And then I did that for honestly about 4 years, for a long time. I fell out for
just straight club hosting.
Just club hosting, just college parties, house parties.
Did you have like a certain group that you were associated with?
Not really. I used to do like Spanish.
Yeah,
I was bouncing around. Like I used to go to the Spanish, you know, places. I used to go to Parallel. I used to be everywhere, just anywhere I could just be around people and socialize and talk to people and just like I said, build those connections and build those relationships with people, you know, in the Orlando area. And I just really wanted to meet people and see who I could connect with. So that was like the sole purpose of that. And then I did that, like I said, I did that for about 4 years. And then last year I started For the Culture, or I got.
So that's new.
Yeah, this is newer. Yeah.
Oh, you're wearing this hat.
You know, For the Culture. And so that's how that happened. Everything that I was doing kind of like led up to this. And so I got the message from Derek, who's actually, you know, the creator, along with, you know, another group of people. He started For the Culture, and then he wrote me on Instagram, and basically it was like he needed another female host because we had another female host prior to. They were looking to add someone else, and so
he found you on Instagram.
Yeah, that's how that happened, and I was like, well, I'm not really good at like interviewing. I don't know why interviewing felt like so different from me just communicating, just talking. So I was just like, in my head, I was like, I don't know if I should do that. I was like, I have no experience in interviewing, radio, none of that. But I always used to get told like, oh, you seem like you'd be good at like radio or podcast or something. You talk a lot, so you should try something like that. And I always know I talk a lot. That's cool.
But that's like the one compliment.
I know.
You're just like, all right.
Is that shade or is that, you know?
Only like girl that's in that group.
Yes.
Because I noticed it was you and 2 other guys.
Yeah. Jacqueline and Fatful, my brothers. You know, they're also artists as well, so you know.
So how do you feel about that? Like being.
I love it. I tell people all the time. I
know they're like your brothers and stuff.
Yeah, I love it. I love being like the only female because I feel like it just creates that like dynamic of like us 3 together. We work really well together. We have a really good relationship, and so it works better when you like the people that you're working with. You know what I mean? We have a good connection. We have.
So you do the For the Culture thing. You do interviews with that, right?
I do.
Have you started those yet? Or?
We haven't. We've been doing this for a little over a year now. Yeah, we have what, over 100 over 100 interviews. I can't give you like an exact number,
Oh, damn.
but
You guys have a YouTube channel then?
We do
Okay.
For the Culture Talk Show on YouTube. We also have our website, for the culturetalkshow.com. So that has all of our content on there, all the old content, all the,
Because that's like a good service that you're providing for the people
yeah,
of Orlando.
thank you.
Because most people, they're like, oh, I want to be put on, but they don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Like, you're providing like the legal issues,
Oh, yeah.
the background issues. Like, that's
We're
pretty
trying.
good.
We're trying to create this platform, this multi-dimensional platform where literally like we're like the one-stop shop for the culture, and we're doing this for the culture, for the people, for the artists, for the DJ, for anybody, in entertainment. So that's like the goal. That's like the game plan, to have one big, building where it's like the headquarters, and this is for the culture, so that's like the game plan for everybody. But,
That's so
2019, we coming 2019.
So when is this album dropping?
This
And
album.
when is this single dropping?
This single.
Like, what's going on?
Everything is actually still in the works. I've been working on this album since November of 2017, and
I mean, it'd be like that, right?
Right. Say that one more time.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I quickly learned that it'd be like that. Quickly, I started the album. I knew the process. I just, I listened to other successful people talk about this. I guess, I don't know why I didn't think it would happen, but it happened where your album just doesn't go how you think it's gonna go. You like
what? Like,
you have like
what
this.
is-
I honestly was like, okay, write the songs, record them, get them mixed and mastered, boom, send them out. Like, get the legal stuff done. But it was more so like, just I was at so many studios. I didn't do it the right way, I guess you could say. Like, I was kind of just working with whoever I loved and cared about, and and at the time, I wasn't under management. I was doing everything pretty much like by myself for the past 4.5 years. This past year is the first time where I've actually had anybody like behind me. So when I started writing the music, I didn't necessarily have I had a game plan, but I didn't have somebody helping me with direction. And then when I started For the Culture, I met my manager, who was actually the partner, the second partner for the Culture, the co-founder for it. So she ended up actually being my manager. Shout out Ariana, you know what I'm saying? And I really wanted a female manager, which is crazy because I had a lot of male managers that wanted to work with me. And I just was like,
Yeah, I feel like you get that
yeah,
connection.
I was like,
That certain connection.
exactly, and I really wanted a female manager, so that was like, that's crazy how that happened. So when I started the album, I just honestly, I didn't do it the right way initially, so now the process of that single is coming soon. I can't give like a definitive date for anything, but it is happening. It is happening. It's not a myth. Everyone, I feel like Rihanna in hiding. They're like,
Seriously, like we've been
Malaysia,
waiting for how long?
I know, they're like, Malaysia, where's the album? Where's the album? And I'm just like, who sent you? Like, who sent you? But yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. The first single is called Black Cloud. So I can.
But
get
it's
that.
not coming out anytime soon. That's what you're telling me.
Oh no! It's coming very
It's coming?
soon. Yeah, it's coming very soon. I'll. See, I don't want to give a date,
Don't
and then I get
a date,
attacked.
Like a time frame, like 3 months.
Oh yeah, definitely within the next 3 months, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the single's definitely gonna be within the next 3 months. Video, all that, like, yeah, for sure.
And this is something you wanted, like you said, like wanted to do.
Yeah,
like this isn't one of your leeways to.
Oh no,
get into something else?
music was always the music. Everything as far like music. I want to be an entrepreneur, so music, hair, makeup, all that stuff, acting. I want to do it all.
She's the next Rihanna.
Yeah, I want to do it all. So that's the game plan. But music is always like first love. Yeah, that's the first love. That's my first album, first project, first serious, like me taking my music seriously. I wrote every song on my album by myself. I have one person that I collaborated with on one song, but every song I wrote myself. Never song written in my life, only poetry. Like, yeah, I pushed myself. Like, I really pushed myself on this.
So
project,
long hours then?
Long hours, just every song I just like, it was just an accumulation of things over the past like 4 or 5 years that I was like dealing with. The album's called Trial and Error. They're deciding. Basically, the album discusses that relationship that I was, you know, young love, that I was in that relationship for 4.5 years. And then it's me learning from that relationship, being young, and then transitioning out of that relationship, because that was all I knew, even like after high school. He was, you know, who I was with. And then we broke up. And then
Some what? Some petty shit? I mean,
nah,
you ain't
you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? And he was cheating and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that. It was a really toxic and like, yeah, it was a really toxic and violent relationship. So, you know, putting hands on each other, it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Growing pains, you know. It helped with the album. I'm manifesting what I want.
I was just gonna say
and
that.
it's crazy because that's exactly how the album goes. If I'm gonna be a singer, I want people to take me seriously, and I knew that really, really young. Like I was like, I want people to take me seriously. I don't know what, like, this is real life stuff. The stuff I grew up listening to was like heavy stuff. I was listening to Aretha Franklin and Luther Vandross and Beyonce and Aaliyah, like right, always in their feeling, and just so I was listening to stories, you know. I didn't have a story.
Okay, so you finally being able to open up throughout age, and you are seeing yourself in your past, and you're able to let go of those feelings. What kind of inspiration do you want to give to others regarding stuff like that, or maybe you just want to gear it towards women specifically? I don't know. But what kind of life inspiration do you have that you want to share to others?
I would say definitely, of course, I'm still human, so I have my days, you know. Of course, everybody has bad days, everybody has you know, great days. We all go through the growing pains of life. You're gonna get your heart broken, and it's honestly, I would say this to people, like, every day is a learning. But I do say talking helps. Talking, communication, somebody, anybody, I don't know. I tell people to write me all the time. I'm like, write me, talk to me. I get people who write me on my Instagram all the time. I was like, you know, I appreciate you, you know, for speaking on this and stuff like that. You know, find somebody to talk to. Know that you are not alone. It sounds so cliche when you're like, you're not alone, but it's so true. Like, you're not alone. And you know, just positivity. You have to reject. You have to try your hardest to reject negativity, because if you carry negativity, that's what you're gonna attract. And you know, it's okay to ask for help. You know, it's okay to ask for help. That's something that I struggled with for a really, really long time, and even still now I have like issues like reaching out to people. I think I can do it all. I'm just like, I got this, I can handle it.
That's me.
And then I'm like crawling up in a ball. It's like, I hate the world. I just don't want to
come out. Because you have like a million things to do.
Literally.
And you cannot ask for help.
Exactly. And you don't want to ask for help. You know, I tell people, try not to have pride. Like, just, you know, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Just talk to somebody.
Aww. And
like I say it all the time, because it's just like, that's like the simplest way I can put it, and just positive affirmations, and just, you know, I'm spiritual. I pray. I pray and I meditate. So that's me. But for somebody who's not, you know, spiritual, just talk. Meditation. You don't have to believe in God to meditate. You know what I mean? So I tell people, meditate for yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to shut the world out. It's okay to, you know, if you need to breathe, stop the world for a second. You know, it's okay to worry about you, and
it's okay to worry about you.
It's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. You know, but you know.
Well, thank you so much.
You're
Malaysia.
welcome. Thank you.
You're such a